What's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we'll be talking about the XRP price chart. As yesterday, we finally got a little bit of a dip down there, down to $2.20 as we're trying to get to the end of this range and get this thing over with. Happened shortly after markets in the morning had come to a conclusion. And then price ricocheted back up, only for things to stall out overnight. Obviously, today we're pulling back down a little bit. Question is, was that good enough? My thoughts have been that it'd be like somewhere around 212 to 218. But technically speaking, it could be. Posted on Twitter yesterday. I hate to definitively say that was the bottom, but we got a pretty good reaction. Feels just like fingernail biting, waiting for this thing to finally get itself to a conclusion in here. And I don't think there's a whole lot to say about it until a reaction does show up. However, the fact that we even saw that type of reaction in there is optimistic that there is a demand zone in here. There were hundreds of millions of dollars in liquidations yesterday, and really the same thing the day prior. So over the last 48 hours, have seen about $1 billion in liquidations, and yet still we're holding in those levels. Now today, the United States stock market will be closed in observance of the passing of former President Jimmy Carter. So it's hard to say that we'll see anything meaningful come from markets today, having broader markets closed at the same time. Either way, things to watch for, of course, just holding in this zone. This is what we outlined yesterday in markets in the morning. At that time, we had not even touched it, but as of now, we have nipped it. Picture would become different if we started setting lower lows below $2. I don't expect us to be able to do that. We talked about the XRP versus Bitcoin price chart throughout this week. This thing still obviously just continuing to hum on along. I don't see anything breaking in here. And so for the next day or two, of course, continuing to stay stable here and just patiently waiting for the reaction to come in the market. Like we talked about in yesterday's live stream of markets in the morning, the technical level to get to is somewhere around there, around 212. Just with where we are at in here, I'm not convinced that we have to, but not surprised if we do. And I'm fully aware that sounds like hedging words of uncertainty, but that's just the reality of it. We're way deep into this thing. My thoughts are we're at the very end of accumulation. We're just kind of nitpicking where's that thing going to land in right here for things to be able to shoot their way up and for the range to be completed. So I think we're close if we haven't already done it. The question is there enough juice for something to be able to pull off a real reversal today with broader markets being closed, considering it is a day of mourning of a former president? But we'll sit back and wait. And I think this is kind of like an updated weather forecast of being like, well, the weather hasn't really changed a whole lot, right? Things are looking just fine. We're just having to be real indecisive on where that thing is going to land here at the end. So I'll keep this short and sweet to get through the day. And then if there's any type of drastic developments by the end of the day, whether we get a reversal, the lows hold, something different happens, I don't anticipate it to. My thoughts are the lowest we could go is like 210. Here, I'll show you. We know the 50-day moving average is coming in. It's already at 217. If prices are able to stabilize themselves throughout the rest of the day and we don't even set a new low by just kind of creeping down in here, well, then when this bar resets itself for tomorrow, well, it would be set right here at the low. So just trying to wrap up these final stages. It's classic to have this sell-off happen down in here at the end before things shoot their way up. And that's really just where we're at and where is that thing going to turn itself around. Till then, hard to deviate from this idea, considering these are all higher lows happening in here. Standard accumulation structure, normal behavior at the end of a range. And as the day progresses, we'll see if that ends up being our low. If not, thoughts are still, it's just right around here. And we're really just not doing anything you wouldn't expect, where you'd find some more supports to inevitably get your way out. Really right on line with what we've been thinking. Now just a game of reactions, but certainly a stark difference from how we started the week. We started the week by being like, I think it's going to come. I don't want to step on my words and say too much because I think it's going to come. Now it's about, all right, is that good enough? And the second we see a reaction come out of here where these highs get taken, I think it's completely game on. So we've had this drawn out all week, really since last week, waiting for that to come in. We're in it. And like I said, I don't think it'll take weeks or months for a reaction. I think we are just days. So I'll keep this video short and sweet and get it out early this morning. And then that way, if we have anything meaningful actually happen in the market, rather than just range bound in here, waiting for something to happen, then my time will be freed up to be able to do that and get a second video out later today if we get actual movement out of that range. And then I think next week, we're going to have plenty of things to talk about. And I'm so convinced that we're at the very end of this range. I just wouldn't be surprised if we have a lot of things to talk about by tomorrow that, we may already be in there right now. I just have to hedge myself a little bit because I know technically speaking, you could come down here as low as 210. This has definitely gotten to just the areas I've been expecting it to. I think we're just like super borderline of waiting for a reaction to come out of the market. So I'll check in with you guys later today. If we get some type of action to end up showing up, and that way I can get this video out early, we'll just keep it short and sweet. Things are looking fine. This is everything we've expected. Now we're just nitpicking, is that the bottom or not? So hopefully we have a reaction by the time we get together on the next video. And man, hopefully that could be later today, but be patient and maybe tomorrow. So, all right, check out the newsletter at blockchainbacker.substack.com. Check out bcbacker.com for 40 videos and 11 hours of content teaching you how to set up your own charts and indicators within TradingView and CoinTrader Pro. There are links in the descriptions of all of my videos to bcbacker.com and to the newsletter at blockchainbacker.substack.com. And then, like everybody, I'm going to be glued to the charts all day, waiting to see if something emerges from here or a technical structure shows up. I'm convinced we're ridiculously close, but we'll see if that ends up showing up later today. So, all right, that'll be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, please like the video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.